Hey, listen to Wrestling Roundup on FreeFM and ArrowFM. As always, I'm Grady, and live on Skype we got Josh.
Yo.
We're starting it off on Raw. I'm going to say big announcement. We got a little bit before. Dolph Ziggler, Seth Rollins. They're going at it at Extreme Rules, as expected, but in a 30-man Iron Man match.
Should be interesting.
It definitely wasn't the stipulation I was expecting for any of these Extreme Rules matches, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the Extreme Rules match to be announced.
Well, as far as I can tell looking here, we've got that Iron Man match, and we've got Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax in an Extreme Rules match.
Oh, yeah, that's the Extreme Rules match. Never mind. I forgot about that being announced.
Don't blame you. But at the moment, in terms of Extreme Rules matches, we only have 2 of them out of 8 on the card. So I don't know if others are going to get their stipulations added later, or if we're just going to be super light on them this year. It seems like we sort of toss up which one of that you actually get.
Yeah, I'm not that in. I don't require that many stipulations.
Fair enough. You've got the one that the pay-per-view is named after, at least.
Yeah, at least we have that.
But rolling back to Ziggler and Rollins, Iron Man match. I'm pretty sure we said it last week, that no matter how much you hate Dolph Ziggler, he's still decent in the ring. And Seth Rollins is one of the best at the moment. So
second only to the WWE champion, AJ Styles, who, rumor has it, is going to be holding the title for a long, long time.
Well, we'll have to wait and see with Styles. We can talk about his next challenger over on the SmackDown half. These two, it's going to be a good match. Even though it's 30 minutes, these two can pull it off. And maybe Elias wins somehow at the end of it. I can still hold out hope, right?
Yeah, they're going to mystically create a Intercontinental Money in the Bank briefcase and hand it to Elias, and Elias is going to use that during the middle of the match to somehow win more falls than the rest of the guys, than Seth and Dolph.
Ooh. Have they ever done a triple threat Iron Man match?
I want to say yes, but I want to say that was probably done in like FCW or NXT and not actually the main roster.
Sounds like a cool concept.
Because I think that was part of like that whole 15-minute match thing that that they had in FCW. A title match that was a feud was born out of Seth and Dean that eventually at one point did involve Roman for a triple threat match.
I'm not seeing any pop-up results on Google other than someone in WWE 2K17 that made Iron Man versus Deadpool versus Kane in a triple threat Iron Man match. I don't believe that is canon or real. Maybe I missed it. But
that's Earth 4's main event.
Yeah. Total aside, I just thought that would be a cool concept. These two, obviously Dolph Ziggler going to have Drew McIntyre in his corner. What's Seth going to have?
Well, depends on how beat up Roman is at this point. Because at this point, it's Roman or bust.
Yeah.
Because at this point we don't know if Dean is coming back soon or not.
He's up in the air. Like, it seemed as though it was like Dean, he's almost ready to come back. Oh, there's some extra complications. And his name is always floating about there. It's always hard to tell if people actually have legitimate, like, not proof, but reasons for why they believe Dean's coming back, or they're just saying Dean's going to come back because Dean's going to come back. So
yeah, I think most of it just is time frame for the injury he had. But yeah, he did have that setback a few months back, so anything is kind of up in the air right now.
Or was the setback all a lie so that you wouldn't expect it when he comes out to help Seth?
Or screw him over.
Or A or B.
Yeah.
Someone who returned this week, Dr. Shelby.
Woo!
I feel like this was the
don't
most
think he
forecasted thing ever.
Yeah, we all saw that coming.
Yeah.
I don't think it worked this quite as well as it did with his previous pupils.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll give you that. To be fair, it's pretty hard to follow up on the success that was Team Helm.
Yeah, that was just such a fun thing that it's one of those lightning in the bottle situations that can't possibly duplicate.
But come hell or high water, WWE are going to try.
You're going to try. Yeah.
It seems like any good idea that happens in the WWE happens twice. Sometimes 3 or 4 times. But Bayley, Sasha, if they're going down the same path, at this point doesn't matter. It's that feud that's been going for 12 years actually continuing. Whatever direction they choose to go with it.
Yeah, I suppose it's definitely possible. But I think this will just end up with them just straight up fighting in a match, and that'll end it. We'll finally see where they can go from here. But Bayley's definitely had a little bit of an edge to her since her episode, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, there's been like a wave where everybody just expected Sasha to turn on Bayley, and then it got to the point where it was like teased a little bit, and you're like, hey, maybe Bayley's just going to be the one that turns on Sasha, and then she does stuff, and then they do stuff, and they back and forth, and they forget about it. And now it's just like, just tell me who to cheer for out of the two of them. Just tell me and move on with the feud. I believe I'm meant to cheer for Sasha? I don't know.
I don't know, but I saw some fakey merch that was created on Teespring, a t-shirt site.
Yep.
For Bayley, that was absolutely hilarious if she actually was to wear it as a heel. But it's not PG, so she can't.
Yeah. A few expletives. But yeah, I saw that shirt as well. Quite good. Authors of Pain, they're still here.
Woo!
They're not going anywhere.
They'll probably be the ones that kill the B team after they take the titles.
No. The B team's job got a little bit easier this week since Bray gone and got himself in a car crash.
That apparently he was the reason for.
Gone and got himself.
Yeah. So I commented when I saw that news. Congratulations, B team! You got yourself a title ring.
No.
Even if it's only like one day.
Yeah, they'll win it at Extreme Rules and then lose it on the Raw after.
Yep. Because that would be so cliche. So perfect for the B team.
Yep. At least they'll be champions.
Yep.
Baron Corbin, the Constable, seems to be lining himself up against Finn Balor.
Yeah, and a lot of people that have hated on Corbin are liking Constable Corbin.
Mm-hmm.
They're liking the direction, the character, and the way he's portraying himself and stuff. And this is all things I saw when he was in NXT, fighting Joe and Ty Dillinger, which I think technically Baron Corbin was the only person to actually. No, wait. Ty Dillinger never won a takeover match. Never.
No, he always lost.
Yeah.
It
might have been the only person that Baron Corbin won against at a takeover.
Possibly.
But yeah, that was the guy I was seeing. I saw the personality. I saw that he was a prick.
Mm-hmm.
And he's now finally getting to actually capitalize on who he really is. This Constable character is basically Baron Corbin turned up to an 11.
It feels like constantly we're looking at it and we're going, like, Baron Corbin does something awesome on SmackDown. We're like, we knew that Baron Corbin was this good and now he's getting to show it. And then he goes to Raw and he does even more things. I feel like I've heard you say Baron Corbin is proving himself to the people who didn't like him initially about 20 times, about 20 different situations now. Who can still be against this guy?
There were lots of people that were saying he was boring and stuff, even up to through his failed run as Mr. Money in the Bank.
Mm.
And then he hasn't done much since then.
Yeah.
Up until now.
Yeah.
But but he's really, really beginning to show his personable side.
Mm-hmm.
And who knew that would all it would take is just a Taco Tuesday on a Monday.
In terms of Extreme Rules, no match booked as of yet, but I'm going to assume it'll be on the card by the time the show rolls around, right?
Probably. I love the fact that when he wrestles, he's wrestling in his dress clothes. He's not changing.
Of course.
That just gives it just such well, it makes him unique because nobody else is. First off, and second, it just feels right. And then he had his haircut, which a lot of people were saying he needed for a long time because he was losing his hair a bit.
Yeah, it would really suck to be balding.
Yeah.
I'm not covering up my bald patch with my hand right now.
But yeah, he's just I think he's finally beginning to click.
Mm-hmm. Women's division time. Let's jump on over. Obviously, the main event picture is still stuck with this Alexa Bliss Nia Jax match. We did get a stipulation, Extreme Rules. Is it going to go better than Alexa Bliss's last match at Extreme Rules?
I will say yes because of the fact that we don't have to deal with the story of Bayley's not cruel enough to actually use the weapon that she retrieves.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff, and it gives Alexa more of an out to make it more believable that she could actually win the match now, because of the fact that she can use weapons and stuff.
Fair enough. We got time, just a small amount of time. Mojo Rawley, No Way Jose, over under on it being the pre-show match at Extreme Rules.
Yeah, it'll be the pre-show match.
I feel like No Way Jose has really not done a whole lot.
There's a glass ceiling on his gimmick.
Who'd have foreseen that?
I saw that 3 years ago. Because his gimmick, I've always had a glass ceiling on them. Fandango, Adam Rose.
Don't you talk bad about Fandango.
Well, the pre-Breezango Fandango.
To be fair, Breezango aren't doing a whole lot right now.
No.
But yeah, I get what you're going for. But it's time to talk about someone who doesn't have a glass ceiling at the moment, and that's Braun Strowman.
Yeah, I feel bad for Kevin Owens. I really do.
I can't tell if Kevin Owens is going to survive until Extreme Rules to have a match there on.
Where he will be inevitably killed.
To be fair, he should be already dead.
Yeah, he should be dead just from the ladder spot at Money in the Bank. Let alone being thrown off a stage in a porta potty.
Yeah. Yeah, he's had a bit of a rough life at the moment.
I suppose next week he'll be in a car and it'll get turned over.
Of course. Braun just loves flipping vehicles.
Yeah.
Someone will be in a plane soon and they'll flip him and it'll be like, oh! But again, as far as I can tell, no official match between the two. But it's something that I expect to be on the card if we don't blow it off the Raw before. Highly possible. You said you feel bad for Kevin Owens. How about we do him a favor then? How about we play his theme song? Sounds fair to me. So this is Kevin Owens' theme song. I believe it's called Fight. We'll play it for you now when we come back. SmackDown. And you're back with Wrestling Roundup on FreeFM and ArrowFM. Grady and Josh. We're on the SmackDown side of things. Team
and
Hell
I hope
No.
Kevin Owens enjoyed his bone.
It's all he gets. Because God knows WWE ain't going to give them one for the next foreseeable future. Team Hell No, still a good team.
Yeah, got some bugs to work out, but that's to be expected since they haven't teamed in 3 years.
It feels a lot like sooner than that. It doesn't feel like it was 3 years ago. But
Yeah, the
Daniel
Shield
Bryan was
still
out for like 2, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was forced to retire right before WrestleMania 32.
Mm-hmm.
And we just had WrestleMania 34, but he was out much of the year before, and came back just right at the end of that year after being out for like 6 months to begin with. And so yeah, it's been wow, it's not even three. It's been like 4 or 5 because the Shield were still in their infancy when they took the titles off of them.
Let's see when this happened.
That was I think that was actually an Extreme Rules pay-per-view. I think it was Extreme. I want to say Extreme Rules 2014.
We're ignoring the fact that they like feuded with each other a little bit and had reunions and stuff. Mm-hmm. Then they went their separate ways on June 17th, 2013.
All right. Yeah, that was right before the Cena match with Daniel Bryan.
But 2013 was 5 years.
Yeah. At the end of that was the whole weak link storyline that they tried to do.
It doesn't feel like 5 years ago. Yeah. Either way, they're working out the kinks from 5 years not teaming together. They'll get there. US Championship, Jeff Hardy puts his title on the line against The Miz, successfully retains it, and rolls himself into a Shinsuke Nakamura match.
Yeah. That should be an interesting match that they're going to have. I wonder if it's going to bring out the Willow character. But yeah, and by the way, I was right. It was an Extreme Rules pay-per-view when the Shield took the titles off of Team Hell No.
Of course.
So it was actually very relevant.
I know people like WWE teased something with Jeff, and everybody expected Willow to come out then. I don't know. Personally, I would love it if Jeff Hardy just face painted himself like a dog. I feel like that would be great. The mind games would be amazing.
Too soon.
Is it really? I know when we did the last show, I think we said we didn't have like any information. To be fair, we didn't get all too much information after that day either. I'm trying to scroll up and find it, but I think it was a explosives ordnance disposal team, and it just decided to bite him. That's it. But obviously he'll be clear for Extreme Rules, ready to go, and have a good fight. Now, Sanity, what you gonna do with them? They're gonna have a match at Extreme Rules?
I could see them facing the Usos and completely demolishing them.
Because it seems like at the moment all they're doing is eating some pancakes on the 3rd of July. Or forcing the New Day.
Yeah, so it's very possible they could go after the New Day now. Which is the feud everybody wanted, because there's 3 guys and 3 guys.
Yeah, it does make numerical sense. But I feel like if we're adding all of the unannounced matches that we're expecting from Raw and this one and a couple other from SmackDown, it's a pretty chunky Extreme Rules. So I don't know if this is going to be something where we're going to hold off a little bit and maybe have Sanity sort of just keep running roughshod with no necessary target. And
you also have to remember that 1 30-minute block has now been taken away entirely by one match.
True.
And so could end up being even longer.
Oh, please don't go into that long of an overtime. But yeah, I hope Sanity have a direction going forward, even if we as the viewer don't know it. I just hope that there's something for them and we're not making it up on the fly, because we waited so long for them to debut. Like, it was announced they were going to debut 3 months ago-ish. And we've only just got him. It seems like a waste to wait all that time and then bring him out and still have no solid plan for him. So, I can hope.
Yeah, I think there is a solid plan because I think that's why they're going after the Usos and the New Day. Is because they're the established dominance as far as tag teams go in SmackDown. On SmackDown, they're the established hierarchy. So,
sure.
It's obvious they're going after them because of that.
I keep looking back at the capitalization of Sanity and remembering that Sawyer Fulton was a member. I never knew if it was on purpose, but they capitalized the S, the A, and the Y, which was Sawyer, Alexander, and Young, the three founding guys. Never capitalized N for Nikki or whatever you want to do for Kelly and Dan. But in terms of their plans, yeah, they just seem to be taking people out. I'm still going to see the Bludgeon Brothers in their future, or Team Hell No in their future. How long away that future is something we have yet to determine.
All I hope is that if Team Hell No is in their future, that we get a singles match between Eric Young and Daniel Bryan.
Yep. I'll give you that.
Because then we can have the WWE Daniel Bryan versus the TNA Daniel Bryan in a WWE ring.
I was going to say, surely that's happened in a non-WWE ring.
Yeah.
I'm going to make
it wouldn't surprise me.
Does Google give me any results? There's nothing quick, so I'm going to say no.
Probably want to search Bryan Danielson instead of Daniel Bryan.
I feel like someone would have tagged their video better. Still no quick results. So I'm going to say no.
And I don't know if Eric Young had a name prior to his TNA name.
I don't remember. I feel like it's always been Eric Young. But either way, it would be a great match between them. I think ever since Daniel Bryan's come back, there's just been a line of people that it would be great for him to wrestle, and I think Eric Young sits somewhere near the top of that.
Okay, that's a 2K14 video. Never mind.
Never believe the WWE simulated video game bloody thumbnails. Never believe them. Though a match that you can't play on a WWE simulator video game because they won't allow you to put men against women, Asuka James Ellsworth, continuing to push this feud along.
Yep. As we expected, we definitely expected to see James Ellsworth versus Asuka at some point. So
I don't know how long James is going to stick around after this Carmella Asuka feud. I'm not particularly interested in it either way. I was souring on James when he left the first time, so I'm fine with it either way. But he's good to biff in for a intergender match here and there. The most important match, Aiden English, AJ Styles, mostly because it means Rusev and his WWE Championship. It's going to happen. Ignore all of the AJ Styles for ages plans. It's Rusev's
it's not going to happen.
What are you talking about? Clearly they're going to allow Rusev to win. Are you a man?
Nope. I'm sorry. I'm a mouse. I'm glad Rusev is at least getting a shot with AJ, but he's not winning the title.
That's where you're wrong. He will. He will surprise everyone and win.
Yeah, if he wins, then we'll have a new phrase. It'll be a Rusev chance on in hell.
Yeah. To be fair, Dolph Ziggler's done it twice now when we haven't expected him to. Yeah. But I think Rusev winning the WWE Championship may top that in terms of completely unexpected stuff. So how long do you think AJ Styles is holding on to the title? You talked about it being a lot longer.
At least the Royal Rumble, if not longer.
Whose streak is he breaking then?
Well, that would be CM Punk's.
Yep. We already did it with Brock Lesnar, but that's the Universal Championship, so it doesn't count. Completely forget about that. Got to be the WWE Championship. Yeah, I could see it. AJ Styles has held on to that thing for a while. I think we talked last week about like lengths of championship reigns being a lot longer at the moment. Quite a lot of long championship reigns in terms of the current holders. So, I'll see it. I'll see it when it happens. And then we can't skip over Peyton Royce, the Iconics, the Aussie duo were on SmackDown. I'm just going to mention that every time that they're on SmackDown now. They were on SmackDown. Let's not mention the outcome of their match. We're just going to mention that they were on. That is all.
And let's not mention the fact that they are missing an arm now.
That is not important. What is important is that they were on. All right, well, we've pretty much hit time. That's all we got time for. It's been great talking to you.
Baby.
Visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/Wrestling Radio, Twitter page, twitter.com/Wrestling Radio. We'll see you next week.